Gonna do my UFC 93 predictions. Let me pull the card up right here. Gonna try and make this fast. Yesterday I was at the dentist. Lots of pain, not in a good mood. Got this and this worked on. Fun. At one point they took a little thing that looked like a saw and just raked it in between to make sure they can fit it in there after they put this cap on. So yeah. And let's get to the card. I'm going to go real fast with the undercard because none of it really, I don't really know many of these fighters. So I'm going to pick the winners. Nate Moore, John Hathaway, Thomas Droll, Antonio Mendez. Then we got, I just wanted to make a short comment on this match. Mark Kampman versus Alexander Barros. I'm going to pick Martin Kampman, but from the picture I saw of Barros, the guy is crazy looking. He just looks really big for a welterweight. He may be really short, I'm not sure. But it's hard to explain. He looked like a pair of shoulders with eyes. Now we get the main card. Marcus Davis versus Chris Lytle. Hard fight to predict. Just so hard. And, you know, I'm leaning towards Marcus Davis. But that's just because I've watched him grow as a fighter, you know. And Chris Lytle's a little before my time when he first started, you know, coming to the UFC. So I'm going to go with Marcus Davis just because I like the guy and I want to see him succeed. But I won't be surprised if Lytle won. And I won't really be that sad if he won. You know, I mean, both fighters I want to see do well. So it's hard to pick. But I think I'll get Marcus Davis. Even though I think he'll have trouble with the reach advantage. But I think he'll be able to get inside. If he doesn't do that, I think his ground game's pretty good enough to nullify anything Lytle has. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say maybe even submit Lytle. Because Marcus Davis' ground game is really underrated. Alright. Jeremy Horn versus Rosamar Paul Harris. I don't know. That's a shot. That's my shot at his name. But this seems like kind of a passing of a torch from one guy that's good at submissions to another guy that's good at submissions. Because Jeremy Horn's just kind of on his last legs lately. It looks like. I'll never count the guy out, but he's just getting too old for the sport. And meanwhile, Paul Harris here is the future, as it seems. He did pretty good against Dan Henderson. I mean, that's a tough fight. He went the decision there. So yeah, I'm looking for Paul Harris to win. Probably by sub, because even though Jeremy Horn's really good at subs, he gets subbed a lot too. So it goes both ways with him. Ew. Alan Belcher versus Dennis King. I want King to be the monster that he is and just overpower and win this fight. I know he can. So yeah, going with Dennis King because he's a scary, scary monster. Me, stop that beeping noise. Zoom in, zoom out. There we go. Stupid auto shut off. Alright, then we got Mark Coleman versus Shogun. You know, the last fight was in 2006, and it was a funny fall that Shogun took and took out misaligned his shoulder and stuff. Kind of a freak accident, and I think Shogun, after what happened with him and Forrest Griffin, probably there's a fire lit up his ass. And there needs to be, because he should have been able to win that fight from what everyone else was saying. I'm not a big watcher of him. I've just seen a few fights. But I think he should take this over Mark Coleman, who's on the down end of his career. Then we got Dan Henderson versus Rich Franklin. And I kind of have to go with who I would rather see as a coach on The Ultimate Fighter, because I think what the idea with this is they get this guy up, and he gets to be the coach versus Michael Bisping. And it's kind of funny though, because this fight's at 205 and then Bisping's now at 185. It's confusing. It's almost, they're almost showing how needy they are at this point for coaches. I mean, you almost would rather them go with someone like you know, Rashad Evans, you know, versus whoever his next challenger is as coach. Of course, that would put that off for way too long. And the good part about this is, you know, this isn't title or nothing. It's just Bisping versus the next level in fighters. But anyway, I like Dan Henderson here. I see him winning by decision. And I think he'll prolong it long enough, and I don't know if he'll finish Rich. I know he can, but really it's up to Dan if he wants to do that or not. He just, a lot of times he kind of goes into cruise control and just, you know, does his thing, and there's no problem with that. I mean, he could finish sometimes when he should, but that's Dan, and I like the guy. So yeah, I look for Dan Henderson to win. Much respect to Rich Franklin. I think he's a good fighter, but just Dan Henderson's a little bit tougher to me. So yeah, those are my predictions. Yeah, it's not the... it's mediocre. That's the best way to put it. So yeah, watch the fights, enjoy them. I know I will. Later.